And good afternoon, race fans, and welcome here to Michigan International Speedways. We're getting set for the non-charter races for the PCSRA Foster Series. There's your starting grid over here to your left, and there's your starting grid over to your right. Sorry if the deal's a little blurry. We got a couple of debuts like Michael Murch making his debut. Savannah J replacing Stephen Barrel gets it in just a second. Carson Ov making his debut. Alex Hawkins making his return. And of course, Bevo Rogers on the pole. So let's go ahead and get these cars rolling. While that's going on, I will go ahead and get my other notepad, the Go Homers. Alright. Now, the reason Savannah J is in this car is because Stephen Bear has been banned from the PCSRA for disrespecting a PCSRA president in the Oreo Clash. If you all didn't see that, it was not pretty, so yeah. I was left with no choice but to replace him. And for Savannah, this is going to be the tribute. It is I don't know what the race is called. I'll put it in the description by the time this video goes up, so that way you guys know what the race is called. So these will be two 10-lap races, so these are going to be both races going up. Top 3 from race 1 and top 3 from race 2 will make it into the main event to become our 6 drivers for the 42 car field, which, by the way, there's also been some driver changes in the main event, you will see. And also, I failed to mention this, I had a little fail from last week at Pocono, where I said we are at this week at Lime Rock Park. I forgot we were supposed to be coming here first before we go to Lime Rock Park. Lime Rock Park is actually the next race, not this race, as we are green here at Michigan. So I do apologize for that little fail I did last week. And of course, we did not see the non-charter drivers last week because it was only the 36 chartered teams that were racing this past weekend at Pocono. Bevo Rogers currently leads us into turn number 3, and it's also 4 o'clock in the morning as I'm recording this. So I apologize for the inconvenience. I just took my phone off the charger so y'all can hear me, because every time I'm charging my phone, you don't hear me for some reason. And I made sure the ratings are the same, so yeah. Also, if you noticed, the 33, that's Rick Witt in a new scheme for Richard Childress Racing, sponsored by Bennett on his Chevy Camaro. And the 09, for some reason, pulling out to a big lead when I checked and made sure all the ratings were 40 by 60, so I don't know why he's pulling out to a big lead. So there you go. There's Reggie Fogelman getting 3 wide by Anthony Ritchie. You can also check down the description, not just for the, you've already seen the starting lineup. You can check down the description to find out what race you guys are in. This is race number 1. Race number 2 will be shortly after race number 1. Right now on the bubble is Jordan Anderson, the 44, as he's trying to get around the 26. That is TJ Hanley. And now they try to chase down the Bass Pro Shops Chevy Camaro, but looks like the 44 got a little tight coming off the corner. Rick Witt had his streak come to an end in the last non-charter race. That was a couple of weeks ago. And looks like the 44 is just getting tight. 33 just got a hell of a run on the high side. Now move Rick Witt into the final transfer spot. And of course, Rick Witt according to my point standings, as I pull up the points here, Rick Witt would be making his 4th start of the year. For Bevo Rogers, he would be making his debut, and then for TJ Hanley, he would be making his 2nd start. As we're 5 down, 5 to go. This is, by the way, the Michigan 2005 truck I'm using for Michigan. If you guys have a better version of Michigan that I need to be using, let me know in the comments section down below. Also going to throw a disclaimer here. I've said this in one of my videos, and I will say it again. Or on the Discord, I'll say it again. I will be going back and forth between this series and the Oreo Cup series. So if any of you ask when's the next race for Oreo, that will be after the holidays are done. But I will try to pre-record all of it in advance, so that way you guys can see it on my channel. Non-charter drivers took an off week, so they haven't missed a beat, and now TJ Hanley is in the final transfer spot. Bevo Rogers has led every lap start to finish in this 09 machine. So far we've had 52 drivers that have made at least a start. So far right now, Rick Witt, like I said before, even if he makes the race, he will not be able to get himself back in the top 30 in the point standings for his win to count it towards the spot into the playoffs, even though he's already been to victory lane. By the way, here's the point standings, if you have not seen the point standings heading into this race. Of course, the points got a bit shooken up after last week's race. Ethan Orm has been on a bit of a free fall the last couple of weeks. Of course, remember at Dover, he couldn't race Dover because of a COVID-19 positive test, as we're on the last lap of race number 1. And then last week in his first race back, had a DNF, so Ormy's trying to get back into his groove. As Rick Witt and Bevo Rogers, looks like Witt will make his 4th start of the year. For Bevo Rogers, he will be making his debut along with Jordan Anderson, if Jordan Anderson can hang on. As they round off turn number 4, it will be Bevo Rogers who will win this first qualifier, or this first race of 2. And joining him will be Rick Witt and Jordan Anderson, as I'm going to go ahead and put those numbers in. As I went too far, my bad. So congratulations to the 09, 33, and 44. They will transfer into the main event. Unfortunately, the drivers who will not make this main event will be Julia Landauer, Ryan Boyer, Carmen Alejandro, TJ Hanley, Carson Obb, Anthony Ritchie, Reggie Fogelman, Seth Cole, Haley Jarantaski, who, by the way, I do apologize to Haley for screwing up her last name. That was my bad. Savannah J., Cynthia Long, William Brock, Joshua Sokoli, Saber Fox, Reagan Whitlock, Jeff Bolden, Ashton Wright, Alex Hawkins, tough break for him in his return to the series, and P.J. Williams. So from 4th all the way down to 22nd will be the drivers that sadly will have to go home. So there is your official finishing results over here, as I'm going to have this right here, so that way you know where you guys finish. Make sure you guys see it. And now we'll get ready for race number 2. As race number 2 already had the starting grid. Hang on. fix it. 1 second. I need to go back because scoreboard or NR's being wrong. I apologize if NR's going to be a derping lizard. Waiting. There we go. I need to go back because I was trying to put the starting grid in. Are you kidding me? Oh well. I was trying to put the starting grid into the deal, but oh well. Shit happens. Alright, so you can skip this part if you like. After this race, I'm going to bed. So, yeah. I will put the updated starting grids in the description after this race is done. So, oh, Greg Retzel on the pole. Okay, so, alright. So we know Biva made the race, so we'll see if Brooklyn Rogers can make it. JT Hanley and all that, so. Alright. Get these cars rolling off. Here's the starting lineup for race number 2. Greg Redford, or Brooklyn Rogers, JT Hanley, Eric Sandberg, Lena Ritchie, James Coles, Jacob Athenian, James Orman, who's back after missing last week's race because of a in-contact racing. There's the rest of your grid. Emily Anderson, by the way, making her debut. She is a Michigan native. So we'll see how she will do in her first ever race in the next gen car. We went 10 laps caution free. I'm kind of curious how this race is going to be tomorrow. I will, like I said, make sure I get a picture of the times, or picture of the, or actually, no, you've already seen the starting grids, never mind. I will just put the timestamps in the description. That way you guys know what race you'll be on. So, just letting you all know. 22 drivers, same rules apply. Top 3 will join the other 3 drivers that will make the main event. And the 89 is going to have an issue, but he can't get to pit road. And this could be a problem. And he missed the pit lane. That's James Orman. That could be a penalty, as he was trying to get the pit road. And they're wrecking already. They just wrecked on the pace lap. Caution is out, I think. Yep, caution's out. Marshall Phineas got damaged. Dennis Walker. Katie Lapham's got damaged. I don't know what in the world James Orman was doing, being a clown head. He was trying to come down pit road. He couldn't get down pit road. And unlike our first qualifier, by the way, the 80's making their debut. That's Michael Merchant, who I love on YouTube. And for the first time in the non-charter race, we have a caution. Dennis Walker's got some damage to the Monster Energy Toyota. Katie Lapham, there's James Orman. I don't know why James Orman, he was trying to get down the pit road for some reason. Apparently he had a problem, and Jacob Athens got in his way. And Jacob Atkins is like, no, sir, you're going to be staying up on the track. Yeah, I just don't know why the 89, what this was really all about, to be quite honest with you. Because the 84 was trying to get back in line, then the 84 just pushed the 89 up the track and nowhere for the 97 to go. Oh, the 81 got a piece of it. That's, Bagus. Can't imagine she was thrilled of getting a piece of this incident. Marshall Finney had nowhere to go. That's the fifth car out of Stewart Haas Racing. So both the monster cars got a piece of it. Yeah, Jacob Athens definitely pushed the 89 back up the track. And like I said, just nowhere for any of these drivers to go. It looks like Katie Lapham hit the side of the 97. There's James Orman, who's back out on the track. Same with Katie Lapham and Dennis Walker. I can't imagine race control is going to be happy about this. And personally, I don't blame race control because they've already been through enough problems as it is. And that was, by the way, coming to the green flag, may I add. And yeah, I can tell you the 84 and the 89 are going to have a little visit with Mr. Watson in the big blue and gold trailer for that little start. Because that was kind of a bit of a no-no. If the 84 makes the main event, they'll probably just send him to the back of the grid. But I bet those two will definitely have a nice little talk after this race. As we have 5 laps to go for our only restart of the race. And that's a shame for the 98 and the 97 got caught up in somebody else's BS, if you know what I mean. They were just innocent victims. And I bet you they're off the pace. They're probably going to be off the pace. Desiree Voiles is off the pace. Did James Orman illegally overtook the 62? I don't know. Doesn't look like. I think the 62 just didn't get a good restart. Either way, I bet Greg Rutz is liking this, as he's currently the race leader. Yeah, I can't imagine the 89 is going to be happy with the 84 and vice versa, but to be fair, the 89 was trying to driven the side of the 84 for some reason, so not sure what was going on between those two, what initiated that, but the end result is now both drivers are going to have a little explanation to race control and race director Patrick Watson. But that's going to make things a bit more interesting. And James Orman's on pit road. I bet this was karmic retribution. Yep, his car died down. That, my friends, is called karmic retribution. And that's what happened. And that's what the 89 gets for being a dumbass on the start of the race. And took out some good race cars who really should have not been involved in that incident in the first place. As Greg Rutz is going to take the lead. I can't remember if Greg has made a race this season. I'm trying to get score 4 to cooperate. And Greg Rutz has not made a start. Neither has the 130 or, well, JT Hanley, on the other hand, has not made a start. I know TJ's made a start. JT has not. And Ronnie Boyer has also not made a start. As we're on the last lap of the race, Greg Rutz has got this in the bag. This is going to be the battle for the final transfer spot between the 3F Chevrolet Camaro of Ronnie Boyer and the third Spire car of Elena Ritchie. As Greg Rutz will muscle home, and he will win race number 2 as long as his car passed inspection. And who got the final transfer spot? Ronnie Boyer. We know Ryan Boyer's made 3 starts this season. He will make his first, and we'll make sure Greg Rutz's car has no ratings. If it does, Greg Rutz will be disqualified, and Alina Ritchie would make the race. So unofficially, when I check TAC, it's Greg Rutz, JT Hanley, Ronnie Boyer. As of now, would be the 3 drivers that get in. Alina Ritchie could possibly get in if Greg Rutz fails TAC. Athens, Stanbury, Rogers, Brooklyn Rogers, Jay Jefferson, James Coles, Caleb Huffman, Michael Roots, Annika Ritchie, Tatum Wright, Jeff Porkins, Donovan Updike, Emily Anderson, Angelus, hang on, I'm gonna have a little problem. No, it's Aditya Bagus. I do apologize if I butchered her name. Marshall Finney, Desiree Boyles, Katie Lapham, Dennis Walker, and James Orman will go home. Like I said, I will have just those 4 numbers, the 83, 113. I will put the 91 on standby because if Greg fails tech, then Greg goes home and Lena Ritchie makes the race. That's it for the non-charter race. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCSRA crew today. We've shown your full finish results for race 2. If you did not see, and as I'll show to you closely, if you did not see the results from race 1, go back earlier in this video, and I've already, so you can see the results. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for qualifying. But until then, I've been Dino Volo signing off, as you have been watching another broadcast courtesy of PCSRA TV, the best in racing since 2017. See you tomorrow for qualifying. Bye.